Hey guys, I'm back and I have a new promo. It's called Giving Up and it's linked down below. It is a completely free program, no strings attached. It's how to be awesome. So check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about letting go of bad relationships. And these are the relationships that are like totally sucking the life out of you. And commonly, like one specific type of relationship is relationships with addicts. Okay. There's a lot of work out there about how to become, to get better, for addicts to get better, but there's not a lot about like to help the people who are loving them. And so anyway, that's what this is about. And so first of all, disclaimer here, if you're dealing with a minor, a child that has some kind of an addiction, you just need to get them help. You have the legal obligation and the legal right to force them into some kind of treatment, help them. It's early in their life. There's lots and lots of hope for them. And this is also not for someone who's had a recent onset of symptoms and you might think they're having an addiction. This is for people that, this has been habitual. It's well documented. You've had some issues with this person and they've even at times admitted this. Okay, that's who this is for. And I'm going to kind of tell you a story. I have an analogy of a monster. And I'm going to tell you what the moral of the story is right now. And the moral of the story is to stop feeding the monster. Okay, so let me tell you about the monster. Okay, so let's go back. There's this person called Sad Story. And sad story can be anyone. Sad story can be a woman who was raised in a violent home as a child. It can be a single dad who his wife ran off and then he lost his job and for years he's just been trying to support his kids. It can be a 60-year-old man who 10 years ago lost his wife in a tragic accident. Sad story is anyone. Anyone's story can be a sad story. Okay, so one day Sad Story shows up at your door. You don't know anything about them, right? And they knock on the door and they're like, man, I'm so hungry. I got this sad story. Can you give me some food? And most people would say, okay, well, here's some food. See you later. But then Sad Story says, well, and I need a place to stay for the night. And then, some people would say, I'm going to help this person out. Lots of people would say, no, I'm sorry. But what if I told you before Sad Story even showed up, I said, hey, this Sad Story person that's about to show up is a liar, a thief, a cheater, and most of all, this Sad Story is going to show up and abuse every person in your family, your children, gonna beat the shit out of them till they're weak and broken and just miserable, unrecognizable human beings. And as soon as you open the door, he's going to barge in and never leave. So if I told you this, then 100% of people would say, okay, I'm not even going to open the door, right? In fact, I'm going to get some guard dogs and I'm going to install security systems. I don't even want this person on my property, right? Sad Story is the monster, okay? So when someone becomes an addict, it is no longer them. So it's now a monster. It looks like them. It smells like them. It talks like them. It's not them. It's not Sad Story. Sad Story's in there being enslaved, right? But it's really a monster now that's acting like Sad Story. Now, some people resist that. They're like, no. If my friend, if a monster took over my friend would fight back, no, that wouldn't happen. This is really my friend. And I'm just going to let you know that the monster makes all kinds of promises and delivers. The monster says, sit down, shut up. We're about to have a real good time. And you know what? A real good time happens. So the monster isn't just lying. Now, eventually the person inside just gets tired and weak and it's not really that good of a time. They don't know what else to do. You know why? Because the people on the outside are feeding the monster, making the monster stronger. So every time you offer support to this monster. You make up excuses, you give them money, you give them time, you give them a place to stay, you give them food. You're making the monster stronger. It's the equivalent of teaching them karate and giving them some brass knuckles and some weights to get their biceps going, and then thinking that your friend will now somehow be better off and better equipped to fight this even stronger and more powerful monster. Like, that doesn't even make sense, right? Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. So what you have to do is say no, no more. Sorry, can't, I'm not going to make this monster stronger, because if you keep supporting that monster, it's guaranteed your friend will be enslaved, forever. Like, the monster's never going to leave, and your friend is never going to fight. I mean, as long as that monster is that strong, your friend, is not getting stronger, is still just as weak as they were. But if you want them to have a chance, and I'm not saying this is a guarantee, like, oh, this is the ticket to cure someone. I'm just saying I know what will not cure them. And if you want them to get help and be cured, you need to let them go. Okay, they need to go and they need to deal with that monster themselves. You don't need to both go down over this, right? Okay, so here's what happens a lot of times when people say, okay, nope, done, had enough. The monster's like, oh shit. I like where I'm at. This is really comfortable. Going and doing something else or convincing someone else to feed me, that's hard. I've got to do everything I can to convince this person to let me stay and to keep me, fed and make me stronger and keep teaching me those karate moves, And so sometimes they'll act like your friend and they'll say, actually, the monster's dead. The monster left. I asked the monster to leave, the monster left. Actually, I'm ready to fight the monster. They do a few things, a few days, and like, I fought the monster, everything's better. Okay. That's a common monster tactic. All right? It happens all the time. It is not true. And so you're thinking, wait a second, how am I going to know if it's my friend that's saying, hey, I'm going to fight this son of a bitch, or if it's the monster playing a trick on you? I'm going to tell you how you know. It's actually really simple. This is not complicated. I need to tell you a few more stories, okay? Let's imagine a person who's just been diagnosed with cancer, okay? And you go and you spend some time with them after this diagnosis. You're going to visibly see behavior changes in their life. They're going to probably start going to church. They're going to be praying. They're going to be crying all the time. They're going to be contacting family. They're going to be going to the doctors. They're not going to miss a doctor's appointment. They're going to be taking medicine. And they're going to be searching on the internet, alternative therapies. I mean, their life is visibly going to change in the pursuit of healing. Okay, let's take an example of someone, they broke their leg. Okay, and this person, a few days later, like, I want to walk again, and so they get up and the pain is excruciating, and it's like you could see it on their face. They're sweating. It's hard. It's difficult. And they're getting up every day, taking a step and a step more and a step more. They don't miss, a chance to practice walking. In fact, they're doing more than they need to. They're trying to get stronger. And then they start having dreams. They're like, you know what? Someday I'm going to run a marathon and I'm going to play baseball again. And you see this visibly happening. You see the struggle. You see what's happening. So if an addict tells you they're ready to fight the monster, you'll know they're fighting. And you'll know when it's time to go in and offer support, because you're going to visibly see changes. You're going to see someone crying because there's years of regret and trauma and bad memories coming up that they got to deal with. They're going to be praying and reaching out to God and going out in the sunshine trying to get some help. They're going to be searching, how do I get better? They're going to go to Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. They're going to try to get help. They want to fight. That's how you'll know. You'll see them fighting. And then you can support them and not the monster. So, to conclude, it's time to let go of bad relationships. it's time to let go. So if you want to be better, if you want to be happier, if you want your spirit lifted, you give up on bad relationships. You give up on them. You give up on the monster. And you go and do something better. And then you're stronger and you're better when sad story really needs your help. So, hey, Giving Up is my new program. It's completely free, no strings attached. It's linked below. Please try it out. I have no profit motive whatsoever. I just did it because people need to be more awesome these days.